Hello, my name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and today we are beginning our reading vlog for the Women's Prize for Fiction Shortlist 2024. I very nearly said 2023 there. So, if you haven't seen my long list vlog, I read 6 books in that video before the shortlist came out, and I also reacted to the shortlist in that video, predicted and reacted to the shortlist in that video. And if you saw that, if you haven't seen it, I will link it. I pointed to the wrong side in my last video, so I'm going to say this side. I'm just going to confidently go for this side. I'm going to link it right here. If it pops up over here, you don't say anything. I'm going to link it up here, and I would recommend you go watch that first, because I did review 2 of the books on the shortlist in that video, because I have already read 2 of the books on the shortlist. In this video, I will be reading the other 4, and I will be reading The Wren by Anne Enright, Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy, River East, River West by Aubrey Lescure, and Restless Dolly Maunder by Kate Grenville. Almost forgot that last one there. I have actually already started, and I have started The Wren by Anne Enright. So let's see how, I have my Kindle behind me. Let's see how far through I am. Page 122, 44%. I'm 44% of the way through, and I have read it in like 2 sittings so far. So it's a pretty short book, and it's a pretty quick read. The writing is like delicious. The writing is just like every word is like honey. You know, it's one of those books where it's just like, wow, you know how to write a sentence. Like, that's a sentence. And so I am enjoying that. Nothing has happened so far. Like, plot-wise, we've been introduced to the characters, and that's kind of it. So for 44% to only have been introduced to the characters, like, I can't tell you what it's about. We have our 2 perspectives. The mother is Carmel and the daughter is Nell. And we start with Nell and we hear about her, and then we go to Carmel and we hear about her. And Carmel's father, Nell's grandfather, or maybe Carmel's grandfather? No. Carmel's father, Nell's grandfather, was a poet. And so we have some of his poems sprinkled through. And that's really all I can say. Nothing has happened. And I don't know what the summary on the back of the book is, whether there's an event that is in that summary that hasn't happened yet, but so far, like, nothing's happened. But the writing is delicious. Like, that is the way to describe it. It is beautiful. It's scrumptious. It just gets me. It's good writing. So I will give that to Anne Enright. She can write a sentence. But otherwise, so I'm really enjoying my reading experience, but there's not really much going on. And yeah, that's where I am. I will be reading Restless Dolly Maunder physically, probably next. And then Soldier Sailor, also physically. That'll probably come last because it's not published in the US yet, I think. Or at least my libraries don't have it. So I'm having my brother, who lives in Scotland, ship it to me, or ordered it online for me for my birthday. My birthday's tomorrow. It'll have been like a month ago by the time you see this, but it's tomorrow as I am filming this. And anything else I need to say? Oh, the last one, River East, River West, that'll be an audio listen sometime in the middle. So that's what you have to look forward to in this video. If you refuse to watch my long list video and you want to hear my thoughts on the other 2 on the short list, I guess I'll put them in like a ranking at the end. But really, you should watch that video. So go do that. It's here. Or maybe here. Who knows? Okay. I'll talk to you another time. Okay, excuse outside background noise. I'm not grabbing my mic right now because this is going to be a quick update. I just finished The Wren by Anne Enright, and it was just fine. Like, it was the writing was gorgeous. Like, it was beautiful. Like I said in the last clip, that didn't stop. But also the fact that there was no plot did not stop. And the problem is not that it's like a character-driven story. Like, I like character-driven stories. The thing is, they have to be stories. Like, they have to have some semblance of like something happening. Even if it's slow, even if it's like driven by the character development, something has to happen. And nothing happened in this book. So I'm giving it 3.5 stars on the strength of the writing. I've given a lot of the Women's Prize books 3.5 stars, so I don't really know. I'd have to look at my list to see exactly where it fits in among those, but I'm feeling very 3.5 starish about this list in general. I feel like almost all of the books have been like good, but like not incredible. Like, there's always something that's like, but like they're good, they're just like a little So that's The Ren the Wren. Up next are River East, River West on audio, and Restless Dolly Maunder physically. I'm not sure what I'm going to start first, but they'll be going kind of concurrently, so I'll give you an update maybe on both, maybe on one of them when I have something to say. But The Wren was fine. Hello. So I am about 50% of the way into River East, River West. I had a long drive yesterday and I listened to it basically the whole way. And I am feeling neutral good about it so far. It's set in Shanghai, partially in 2007 and partially in like maybe the 80s, 70s, 80s. And we are following the 2007 plotline, follows Alva, who is, her mother is American and her father, who she has never met, is Chinese, and she lives in Shanghai with her mother. And her mother marries, at the very beginning of the book, marries this other Chinese man named Lu Feng. And so Alva's storyline, she is not happy with this marriage. The first line, if you remember, was a man named Lu Feng stole Alva's mother, something like that, because that's Alva's perspective, and that like she's a kind of a petulant teenager, and that's her perspective. And so we're dealing with her teenagerhood, her adolescence, and her struggles with her parents' marriage, her mom's marriage to Lu Feng. And then the flashback storyline is Lu Feng's story when he's growing up, and he actually meets Alva's mother, at least I think it's the same person, like a long time prior. And they're having an affair. And I'm like just kind of bouncing along so far. Lu Feng's storyline is about an affair, and I famously hate books about affairs. I think they're boring. And so there's that. But I do like Alva's storyline. It's written in a very engaging way. And like, I don't know. I'm in it. I'm in it so far. I don't have much to say about it yet, but I'm interested to continue, and I will check in probably when I've finished it with some final thoughts. Hello. I am here with dishwasher noise in the background, so apologies for that. But I'm here because I have finished River East, River West by Aubrey Lescure. This was somewhere between a 3 and a 3.5. Not bad at all. Like, it was good. I don't know why I haven't been liking books lately, but it didn't do anything for me. It just didn't. And I know I'm being so critical in these Women's Prize vlogs, and also just like with my reading in general this year, but if it's not doing something for me, it's not doing something for me. Like, I recognize that it was a important story that was well written, but like, I just didn't connect, and I don't really have anything else to say about it, except that like I liked it less. Like, Hangman I've talked about all the time, and I only gave that 3.5 stars, but like I talk about it all the time, so I feel like this can't possibly be as high as that because I didn't connect to it, and I'm not gonna remember it or like talk about it at all. So That was just fine. I don't really have anything else to say about it. I don't even feel like it had that strong themes. Like it did, but like it had themes obviously, but I feel like it didn't. It just didn't really work for me, and that's all I'm gonna say. So 3 stars for that, I guess. And then I am this far of the way through Restless Dolly Maunder by Kate Grenville. This is kind of shaping up to be similar in rating wise, in that I am not disliking it. Like, I'm liking it well enough, but it's not doing anything special for me. This book is about Kate Grenville's grandmother. It's like a biomythology of Dolly Maunder as a real person. And we started in her childhood and she's gotten married and is having kids. And it's just like her life. And like, I guess the theme is like, women don't have options. Like, because Dolly Maunder wanted to be a school teacher, and in this rural Australian community in this time in the 40s, like that just wasn't an option. So yeah, I don't know. It's I'm so frustrated, partly with myself for like just not connecting to these books, because I feel like it's partially a me problem, but also I'm frustrated with this list for having not given me a 5-star yet. Ruby from Ruby Red, who is a good friend of mine and was reading the Carol Shields Prize, told me that Brotherless Night, because that was shortlisted for both Women's Prize and the Carol Shields Prize, she thinks I would have liked it better if I had read it with my eyeballs rather than audio, which might be true. But that was like one of the best ones so far, and it was just a 4-star. The one that I have left, I have tentative high hopes for, and that's Soldier Sailor. And the reason I say that is because it sounds super boring to me, but people love it. So I'm ready to be floored. Like, I'm ready to love it, but also, like, it's tentative because nothing anyone can actually say about it seems interesting to me. I think it's just, like, very impactful. So we'll see. And then I've decided that in this vlog, I'm also going to read Ordinary Human Failings by Megan Nolan, because that one, I think it does have a potential to be a 5-star, and I want to get something really good out of this set of vlogs. Even though that one wasn't necessarily shortlisted, I would still want to read it, and I want to read it in this vlog just to like hopefully end on a high. The other one that I think has a really good chance of being a 5-star is In Defense of the Act, but I can't get access to that one. So hopefully I'll read that eventually and really like it. But come on, Women's Prize. Why are you doing this to me? I had multiple 5-stars from the list last year. And it's true that I've been much harsher with my ratings this year. But also, what are you doing? What's going on? Anyway, I'm going to continue reading this, and I'll check in probably once I've finished. So yesterday I finished Restless Dolly Maunder by Kate Grenville, and honestly, I thought it was kind of boring. Here's the thing. I wish this had been nonfiction. I think that if Kate Grenville had written like a biography of her grandmother, weaving in the family stories, but like saying where they came from, and weaving in the historical moments that Dolly Maunder lives through, I think it could have been really interesting. But it was just like a lady's life. I'm being so harsh. I'm so critical of books lately, but I thought it was boring. And nothing necessarily all that special. And it was very basic feminist themes, like women should be able to get out of the home and work and not just take care of children. Like, it was that level, because it was that time period, which again could have been explored really interestingly in a nonfiction, but this just felt very basic. I think it was like probably very important for Kate Grenville to write this, in terms of like she she's kind of reclaiming the stories, her family stories, and I'm trying not to get the glare of the library book cover, but she's thinking about these stories that she's been told about her grandmother and her memories of her grandmother and reimagining her grandmother's life. And so I see how that's really important for her and for her family. But as a novel, it was just okay. So 3 stars, just okay, below River East, River West. But still above Western Lane. I considered giving this 2.5 stars, similar to Western Lane, but I think I did. This one flowed better. Like, it was more. I was more willing to pick it up than Western Lane. So there's that. We have one more book on the short list, and that is Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy. And then, like I said, I'm going to give you a bonus, Ordinary Human Failings, because I'm really trying to get a 5-star out of this list. So that's Soldier Sailor is up next, and I will update you once I've started it. So I am now this far into Soldier Sailor, and it's reading really quickly. I've read for maybe an hour total, and I'm almost halfway through, a little bit less than halfway through. It starts out, like, the first line is hello sailor, or hey sailor, or something, and sailor is the sun. Well, sailor is the first line. Sailor is the son and soldier is the mother. And it starts out and you're like, this is really like saccharinely sweet. Because it's just this mother-son relationship and you're like, where's this going? And then it really gets into the difficulties of motherhood. Those early years that obviously I haven't experienced, but dealing with postpartum mental health, and just the challenges of, she's not a single parent, but she basically is because her husband does nothing. So just the difficulties of that. And it's very slice of life, but it still feels like it's going somewhere, because the kid is getting older slightly. Like, at this point in the book, he's toddler stage, probably like 2, younger, 1.5 maybe. And really you're just feeling hello Clementine, you're just feeling like the challenges of what this woman is going through as she's raising this baby, and it's very like normal. Like, there's nothing. Clementine's in the way. There's nothing that's like, don't show your butt to the camera. There's nothing that's like extraordinary that makes this woman's story different from anyone else's, but I think that's part of the appeal of it, that it's so like probably relatable to people who have gone through this, and the writing is beautiful. So I'm interested to see where it goes, whether we come to whether it continues to be like this kind of flat or like consistent slice of life, in which case I would probably be kind of disappointed in that, feeling like it's not going anywhere, or if it like comes to some sort of climax of plot or of feeling, and really goes somewhere, in which case I think it's a really solid book. Hello. So I have finished Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy, and I liked this one a lot. There's not much more to say about it plot-wise than what I gave you already, that like it's about motherhood and a shitty husband and like the trials and tribulations of having a young child. But I thought I really liked it. I thought the writing was really interesting. The non-linear timeline did get a little bit confusing at times, but I liked it, and I liked the moment on the beach. You'll know, like, if you've read the book, you'll know what I mean. But I liked the moment on the beach, and I don't know, I'm giving it 4 stars, which feels like the highest rating I can give these days, because I'm just not, like, emotionally connecting to my reads, which I hope will change. But yeah, I didn't super emotionally connect to this, maybe because I'm not a mother and I can't relate to it. I think if I was, I would have had a much stronger relationship to it. But it's really solid. Like, if this won, I would not be mad, because it's very unique in the way it's told. The writing style is really interesting and well done, but not too obscure. Like it's experimental, but not in a way that makes it hard to understand. And yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really solid. So I have now completed the shortlist. And I'm going to try to rank them right now. Let me think. Okay, my official shortlist ranking. On the bottom, we have Restless Salamander by Kate Grenville. This was fine, but it didn't really give me anything. Then we have River East, River West by Aubrey Lescure. And then, moving up in the list, we have Enter Ghost by Isabella Hamad. One step up the ladder is The Wren by Anne Enright, followed by Brotherless Night by Vivi Ganeshanathan. And on the top of my shortlist, I think, is Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy. However, none of these really blew me away 5 stars. So that's unfortunate. My favorite from the whole long list was probably And Then She Fell, and even that was only a 4-star because it took me a while to get into it, though the ending did kind of blow me away a little. So I've mentioned this, but what I'm going to try to do is read one more from the long list that I think has a really good chance at being a 5-star, just to see if I can get a 5-star out of this list. And that is Ordinary Human Failings by Megan Nolan. So I have already started that. I'm going to sit outside in the beautiful sunshine and continue to read that. It is currently Saturday and I'm planning to post this video on Monday. So I have to get reading. But yeah, I'm not very far in. I guess I can tell you what it's about. Maybe I'll do that in the next clip, but after I've read a little bit more. But as for who I think will win, it's tough. I think it's tough because I could see this video is going to be posted before the winner is announced. I may do like a short reaction to the winner or something, but I think Enter Ghost has a good chance just because of the subject matter. I think Brotherless Night has a good chance because it's been getting a lot of acclaim. That won the Carol Shields Prize. I think The Wren could do it just because it's Anne Enright, and I think she's won before. She's definitely been nominated before, and it was a really strong piece of writing. I just felt like the plot wasn't there. And I also feel like Soldier Sailor could win because I feel like I haven't heard a negative review about this. It's definitely very on the nose for what the Women's Prize is going for, like book about a woman's issue, motherhood, a book that has a very experimental writing style but is still accessible, that kind of thing. So I will say I don't think Restless Salamander or River East, River West will win, but I feel like any of the other 4 could. But I'm going to put my bet on Brotherless Night by Vivi Ganeshanathan. I think that one's going to win. That's my prediction, official prediction. So I'm going to read one more book for this video, but that's my official prediction from the shortlist. So I actually have finished Ordinary Human Failings by Megan Nolan. And I liked it. It was good. It was really good. I honestly don't have anything negative to say about it, except that I didn't get the 5-star feeling, which feels so bad. Like, I want a 5-star book. I want a book that I absolutely fall in love with, and I guess I didn't get it from this prize list. Ordinary Human Failings was really solid, though. I'm between a 4 and a 4.5 star. Probably a 4-star, but like the top of... did I like it better than Then She Fell? No. So 4-star, under And Then She Fell, that's still the top of the list for me. But it was good. It was good. It's about basically at this apartment complex, seems like it's small community in London. A child, like a 3-year-old child, goes missing and is very shortly after found dead, and the people in the community all think that this one other child who's like 10 years old and comes from this Irish family who are kind of looked down upon in the community, and they're seen as kind of weird and outcast. Everyone thinks that this other child did it. And so it's about that situation, and there's this reporter who's basically our main perspective character, who comes in to follow this story in a really predatory way. But we also follow the mother of the mother of this older child. Was the mom had her when she was 17, I think, or 16, and so she's a young mother, and she's very detached from motherhood. She's struggling with her own stuff, and it's just about the family and about the situation and what goes on there. And I thought it was really solid. I don't have much to say about it. I guess I'll say just like in general, I liked it in general. I just am feeling with my reading lately, like I'm reading a lot of good books that are like objectively good, and I just am not emotionally connecting to them. I think that's like all of this list was that for me. The one I came closest to emotionally connecting to, I guess, was And Then She Fell, but even that didn't like get me until like the end. So, yeah, in conclusion, I read 11 of the 16 books on the long list, between the long list vlog and this vlog, and I read the whole shortlist, so there are only 5 that I didn't read, and several of them I definitely am interested in reading at some point, so I probably will. I definitely will read the one other that I own, which is The Maiden. I'll definitely read that probably soon, but not in this video. And yeah, I'd say this long list is full of books that are objectively pretty good, but none of them really got me the way that some of the books, like several of the books on last year's list did. So, I don't know, maybe I'm the problem. Probably I'm the problem. But I'm glad I did this year again. I do still love and respect the Women's Prize, and I probably will continue to do this. I'll do this again next year, I plan to. As for, I already said my prediction for the winner, but the winner's not announced for another like 3 weeks. So this video is going to go out, and then the winner will be announced in a couple weeks, but that's all I have to say. This list, full of good books, just not full of personal favorites. So, there we go. And with that, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below something, and I will see you in the next one coming very soon. Bye.